Hello everyone, this is Maria from Maxifisio. I prepared for you today a short 20-minute yoga class that you can do after running. It doesn't have to be only for runners. It could be something you can do after a workout. But we're going to be focusing on some of the muscles that we work when we run. So for this class, you just need a mat. It might be handy if you have a yoga belt or something you can use to help you for some of the stretches. And as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you're interested in any of my online classes, please visit my website, maxifisio.com. So we're going to be starting in Supine and Apanasana, which is a butterfly stretch or butterfly pose, on your back. So roll through your side and lie onto your back. We're just going to bring the knees and feet together. Allow the knees to fall open. Keep the soles of the feet connected, and then just try to find a little bit of activation through there. So that will give you maybe a little bit of sensation of activating a little bit your inner thighs, but it will also help you to keep your back on a better position. So just make sure your lower back doesn't overarch too much. You can keep the hands resting on the thighs by your side, maybe on your torso, whatever feels nice. So this should be nice because obviously when we run, the inner thighs work quite hard. So this will start giving you a little bit of opening at the front of the pelvis and those muscles. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, maybe close your eyes. Deep breath out through your mouth, just trying to let go tension. At the end of the exhale, close your lips and continue breathing slowly. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Trying to slow down the breath. You can think on each inhale and exhale about constricting gently the back of the throat, so we activate our Ujjayi breath or Ujjayi pranayama. So the breath should become audible to you, not to others. But if you're not familiar with this or it's a bit uncomfortable, just think of maybe bringing a little bit of tension through the core on the exhale. Allow you to try to set an intention for this short class, whether it's just to get a bit of a stretch, just to disconnect after your workout, or if you're choosing to do this as part of your day, not necessarily after a workout, that's fine too. Just set the intention you'd like for this class, for your practice. And let's continue breathing a couple more times. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. One more time. Now from here, we're just gonna maybe help ourselves to bring the knees back to the middle. Let's just come onto knees to chest pose, Apanasana. Take the hands on top of your shins. You can maybe bring one hand on top of the other. Maybe one hand to opposite elbow to create more of a deeper compression on the hip. If that's a little bit too much, then just release a little bit the grip. Continue breathing here. I forgot to say, obviously, to open your eyes again, so we're going to continue with our eyes open. But if for any reason at some point you prefer to close your eyes, that's fine too. Just continue being present with your breath in the moment. Release the grip if you're just holding a hand over each elbow. Take the hands back to the shins and let's begin to circle the hips in one direction. We're going to do 3 circles one way, and then 3 circles the other way. Then let's stop on the center. Take the left knee down. Continue, maybe link your fingers. Continue bringing your right knee towards the chest, towards the shoulder. Flex all 10 toes. And then change the hand to the back of your thigh. From there, we're going to extend the right knee out, heel up towards the sky. If you got good mobility, good flexibility, you can maybe reach hands towards your calf, but this is a good opportunity also to use your belt, or if you don't have a belt, you can use a TheraBand, or if you don't have a band or belt, maybe use a pair of tights or a scarf, just something that can give you a bit of support if you need it. So if you're using the belt, you bring it around the ball of your foot, keep the heel flexed, elbows slightly bent up, and then just try to help yourself to bring the knee a little bit more towards you, but also maintain it nice and lengthened. Gonna stay here for another full breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's release the leg. If you've got the belt, just bring it down, or if you're using any props, bring the left knee to the chest, right leg down, and let's come back again to all 10 toes flexed. Create a bit of compression, left knee towards your left shoulder. Then let's just move the hands at the back of your thigh, and let's try to again extend the left knee out. Again, if you've got the mobility, you can maybe reach for your hands towards your calf and then stay like this. But again, if you feel pretty stiff, you want a bit of support, just use again the belt or something similar to give you that extra bit of support on the stretch. And then stay again with both feet flexed. Again, the belt or whatever you're using as a belt should be around the ball of your foot. Keep breathing. Try to maintain the knee extended. See if you can maybe bring it a bit more towards you as you continue relaxing into it. Full inhale and exhale through the nose. And release. So let's just get rid of the belt if you were using it. Come back to feet and knees together. Bring the arms out to a capital T. Let's just twist the legs towards your right as you inhale. Turn your neck to the left and then hold here. As you exhale, you can take the right hand on top of your left knee. Stay here for another full breath. If you got your hand on the knee, release it. Let's inhale back to center all the way down towards your left. Turn the neck to the right. Exhale. You can take the left hand on top of your right knee if you wish, but that's an option. You don't have to. You prefer not to. Full breath again here. Release your arm back to a capital T. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, both knees again to the chest, and we're going to roll length of the spine 3 times forwards and back, and eventually we'll come into a seated position. So inhale, swing the legs back. Exhale, roll onto sitting. Try not to touch down with the feet. One more time. Great. Cross your feet and come onto forward kneeling. So from here, we're going to extend the right leg out behind you. Tuck all 5 toes. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just think of pushing back using your body weight to help you stretch. You should be feeling the calf, the Achilles tendon, maybe a little bit your plantar fascia, the sole of your foot. Hold for another full breath here. Inhale, release, take the leg up, bring your right leg out to an angle. I'm resting my foot down. You'll see me better when I do the other side. Tuck the toes of your left foot and just move down. There's a bit of an inner thigh stretch until you feel stretch on the right inner thigh. Inhale here. Exhale. Come back. Bring your knee back to the start and let's just change onto the other side. So extend the left leg back, tuck all 5 toes, breathe in and out as you start pushing back into the stretch, feeling the calf, Achilles tendon, plantar fascia. Just notice the difference between both sides as well. And release from here. Lift your left leg, bring it out onto an angle. And again, you can tuck the toes of your right foot. This will give you stretch to the left inner thigh now. Breathe in and out here. Okay, let's come back to forward kneeling. Take the hands a little bit further forward, a bit wider for heart melting pose. So drop the chest down. You can raise your forehead into the ground. Keep the hips up. Inhale and exhale, just feeling the stretch at the front of the shoulders. on the upper back. And from here, I'm gonna come back to 4-point kneeling tuck, all 10 toes, and then let's come onto a downward facing dog. So breathe in, as you breathe out, lift the heels, the knees, and then just drop the heels while you can. Relax your head. Begin to pedal your feet. Stop the pedaling, drop both heels down. Just try to drop it more from the chest if you're able to. Keep the hips lengthened. And then let's just bring the left foot to the middle. Inhale, take your right leg up onto a 3-legged dog position. Exhale, bring your right foot towards your left hand. And we're gonna come down into Pigeon Stretch. So you can always place a block underneath your right hip. You can bring your right foot closer towards your left hip to make it easier. I'm gonna stay here. Just use your fingertips to support you. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let's just come onto sleeping pigeon. Drop your head. Try to relax. It's an intense stretch. You should be feeling the right glutes, the right hip, and the left hip flexors. So the front of the left thigh, the back of your right hip. One more breath. Just come back onto a bit more upright. Tuck the toes of your left foot. Come back onto a 3-legged dog. Inhale. And as you exhale, take the right foot between both hands. Relax your left knee down, relax your toes. Come up onto Crescent Moon. Take the arms up, palms facing one to another. Feel again the stretch at the front on the left hip. And now take the hands back down to the earth. Heel toe your right foot to the edge of the mat. Maybe bring your right hand to the right knee and then just begin to open up the right hip. You can allow the toes to rock out slightly or your foot to rock out slightly. And then let's just come onto lizard pose. Try to come down onto your forearms. You can do it on one. Maybe you'll stay on the hands, but if you're able to come down onto both forearms. So it's a good hip opener. It will probably feel intense. It's not an easy pose to do. Most of us are quite stiff on the hips, especially if you do a seated office type of job. We tend to lose mobility on our hips. So anything that can open our hips, it's very beneficial. Now from here, come back onto your hands. Bend your left knee and try to reach for the outside of your left foot. You can play a bit with bending and extending, well, releasing a little bit your knee. You don't extend it fully. Look back. Maybe just hold it. Whether the knee is a little bit more bent or a bit less bent, that's up to you. Keep looking to the back. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then let's release. Let's just take the foot back to the middle. And then let's just come onto half a split pose then. So you can extend front knee, you can flex the toes, you can drop the chest towards your knee and stay here. If you've got good mobility, you can come down. And obviously if your left knee feels healthy, keep your foot flexed and you can reach for your foot, maybe for the shin. Again, it's a good place to use any props if you need them. I don't need them for me here, so I'm just gonna grab my foot and I'm gonna hold it again for a full breath. Lovely. From here, we're gonna come back to downward dog. So tuck the toes of your left foot, bring your right foot back, adjust yourself on the dog. And let's just try to repeat the same postures on the other side. Take the right foot to the middle of the mat. Inhale, left leg comes up onto a 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your left foot to the right hand, and let's just come down to Pigeon Stretch. Again, this is a good place to, if you need to use a block or a cushion underneath your left hip. You can bring your left foot closer to the right hip to make it easier, otherwise just stay here. Fingertips on the ground, chest up, breathe in, breathe out. And then let's come down into a sleeping pigeon. Bring your forearms in front of you. And then let's just relax the forehead into the hands. Connect to the breath. Try to make the breath a little bit deeper if it's getting shallow, which usually happens when the stretch is strong or challenging. Feel the opening on the left hip and glute area and the opening on the right hip pocket area. So the front of the right thigh, the back of the left hip. One more breath. Let's just come back to a bit more upright. Tuck the toes of your right foot. Return to a three-legged dog. Inhale, and as you exhale, just simply step between both hands with your left foot. Come up onto Crescent Moon, arms up, Anjaneyasana. And then return the hands to the earth. Inhale, heel toe your left foot towards the edge of the mat. Exhale, begin to open up a little bit the hip. You can pivot the foot, the ankle outwards. Just repeat this like 3-4 times in preparation for lizard pose. So for lizard, either we keep both hands, maybe come down onto one forearm. Ideally, try to come down to both. But again, this is the strongest stretch for the hips. If you can stay low, that's okay. Just again, try to connect with the breath. Keep your mind relaxed. One more breath here. And then let's come back onto our hands. Let's bend the right knee. Reach for your right foot to the outside with your left hand. So this is a strong hip flexor and quads stretch. You're going to start to bend the knee a little bit deeper, release it. Ideally look back to open up your shoulder a little bit deeper. Keep your breath going so we don't get short of air. You can choose to keep the elbow bit extended, a little bit bent for an extra couple of breaths. Whatever feels better for the stretch, really. And then let's release. Let's just bring the foot back to center, and then let's just come onto half a split pose. So you extend the knee, flex the toes. You can stay here, or if you feel okay to come lower, your right knee is healthy, you can come down to this version of the stretch. You can reach for the foot, fall forward, maybe reach for the shin, maybe use again a belt or any prop to help you. I don't need it, so I'm just gonna hold my foot. And let's try to stay here again for another full breath. Inhale, exhale. Now help yourself back with your hands. Tuck the toes of your right foot. Inhale, and as you exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Gonna inhale, take the knees to the ground. And as we exhale, we're just gonna come to hero pose. Bring the knees to touch, heels out, and try to sit in between the heels. Again, this is a good place to use a block or a cushion, okay, especially if you feel very stiff, which is not uncommon. But this will give you a nicer stretch also through the quads, through the thighs. So you can just use the support of your fingertips behind you. You can try to recline, and you could, I'm a little bit off the mat, but hopefully you can, well, actually, let me come forward. You can see that better. Let's just do things properly. So you could just, recline yourself a bit, maybe come onto the forearms. You could also go all the way down. I'm not gonna do that. But if you go all the way down, you could rest one forearm over the other above your head. If you're here like me, you can release your head. If your neck is healthy, otherwise just don't drop your head back. Breathe in, breathe out. And then from whatever you are, let's inhale, help yourself to come back. Let's just sit with the legs extended. Breathe out, just pedal the legs to bring a little of your knees, to bring a bit of blood back to the legs. And let's just finish doing a round angle pose to release your inner thighs a little bit deeper. So bring the heels to touch, bring the toes to touch, grab your ankles, keep the heels as close as you can to your pubic bone. Stay tall on the sitting bones. You might need to sit on a block if you tend to collapse through the pelvis. The knees will come down what you're able to, so they're a bit higher than mine, that's fine. We're gonna breathe in. As we breathe out, bring the elbows towards the thighs and then begin to lean forward. Try to keep your back not too hunched as much as you're able to. Breathe in again, and if you can, just drop a little bit lower, as if you could bring your head towards the toes. And if you don't go as low like myself, that's fine. My inner thighs have always been very, very stiff. So I always struggle with these sort of poses, but they're good. Even if you find them challenging, they're very beneficial for the body. Okay, from here, let's just release. Inhale, I'm just gonna move a bit forward, and as you exhale, just roll yourself down. You can support the back of the thighs. Just do supine pigeon stretch before Savasana. So you're gonna cross your right foot over your left knee, bring it up. You can support the knee, the shin, the thigh. Just a quick breath here. Let's come down, inhale, change into the leg, exhale, and come back up. And again, you can just support the back of the thigh, the shin, the knee, whatever feels good for you. You can use your elbow to help you open up the knee a bit deeper. Full breath. And then just come down, inhale, and cross your leg, and as you exhale, settle into Savasana. Ideally, legs straight. You can bring them slightly open. You can do it with your legs bent up if you prefer, palms facing up. Close your eyes, deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out through your mouth, letting go. Let's just picture our body from the toes all the way up to the head, nice and relaxed. So feel your toes and your ankles nice and soft. Your calves, quads, hamstrings, glutes. Pelvis, the front and the back sinking into the ground. Lower back muscles, mid back muscles, shoulder blade area, back of the shoulders melting into the floor. Same with your stomach area, ribs, chest, front of your shoulders, trying to relax. And then feel your fingers, the wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, nice and heavy. Then move on to your throat, the back of your neck, nice and soft. Your jaw is soft as well. Try to soften the expression on your face so there's no tension there. And finally relax the back of your head, sinking into the floor. And try to stay here for another 2-3 deep breaths, observing your breath, observing the changes in your body, observing if there's any tension is still somewhere, and see if you can let that go. Just trying to enjoy your Savasana. Of course, you can stay here for longer if you wish to. Otherwise, just find a little bit of movement again on your toes, fingers. Maybe circle your hands, your feet both ways. And then stretch your arms and your legs as if you were stretching in the morning. Then roll to your side, keep your eyes closed if possible, bend your knees, support the back of your head with one of your arms. Stay here for a breath as a transition. Before we come into sitting, so from here, use your hand, help you up. Come into a comfortable seated, whether it's simple crossed on your legs, might be easy pose, one leg in front of the other, might be sitting on your heels, on a block, whatever you choose to do. Bring your hands onto your heart center. Think of your thumbs touching your breastbone, fingers spreading in front of you, elbows slightly out. Maybe close your eyes again Take another deep breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Try to set an intention for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Be grateful to yourself for spending a bit of time to connect with your body and your mind and your breath. If you have your eyes closed, open them again slowly. And as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the class, and I look forward to seeing you soon in one of my other classes. Bye-bye.